What up, YouTube? It's your boy Sleep back with another video, and today we're reacting to Sneako's own friends are done with him. Now, I ain't gonna lie to you, when you got people like Andrew Fuentes telling you wrong, it's not all good, gang. You're looking bad. But we're gonna get into that. Before we get into that, go ahead and hit the subscription box below with the bell to the side for Noise Squad. Like this video. This video's on the road to 10K. Let's get there. With that being said, let's see what this video hitting for. Let go.
In the infamous words of famous rap group Houdini, friends, how many of us have them? Friends, ones we can depend on.
That's the name of the rap
Sneako
group that made
looks
that?
like he's going to be putting that to a test.
Damn,
as
I never knew
seemingly
that.
every single one of his friends in the industry is turning their back on him left, right, and sideways.
To be honest, it's like so many people are turning on me right now. So many people are switching up.
Is
I've
this
never
recent?
seen this many people switch on me, bro. I've never seen it happen.
You're giving
I
your
don't have a
chest
lot of
telling you
people
L
supporting me
Sneako,
right now.
L
There's
Sneako.
a lot of pressure from a lot of different angles.
Says a lot,
Perhaps
don't
I'm
it?
Too paranoid.
Sneako. You. I have had it.
Oh,
up to here
damn.
with
Straight out the
Sneako.
gate.
I have been tolerant. I have been far too nice. I have been taken for a sucker. You don't want my friendship. You don't want me as a friend.
Oh,
Let's
wow.
see how you like me as an enemy. Iceman used to be a nice man.
Oh
Now
my gosh,
it's
he
on
quoting Drake.
sight. You know, I was very
see,
positive towards him.
It's cool when your man's just up, but then when you got corny people just like quoting him, it just takes the aura down. You feel what I'm saying? Like, yeah, we got Nick Fuentes quoting Drake, Iceman. But you choose the worst bar. Like, why y'all keep choosing the worst bar, the worst song to represent the rollout? It's just crazy. I'm just saying.
How about some negativity now? Maybe we'll try that. I'm a very simple person. If I'm nothing but positive and nice and you treat me like, okay, let's try
Drake
negative
is my
then.
man.
Let's
You're
go
right.
negative.
He is.
I'm
Yes,
not going to
he
give
is.
up on him entirely, but right now,
Top
this
three.
guy's
1, 2,
just,
and
like,
3.
been treating me like a piece of He's been a terrible friend, and I'm sick of it. And it's not about the drama at all. He's
Where
just
your man's
being,
at, though?
I've been nothing but nice to him, and he's
Where your
throwing me under
man's
the
at?
bus for this piece of Jew Bilzerian. Okay, man, if that's your buddy, then that's your buddy. You're gonna dog me to, what, be more friendly with this guy? It's just so nasty.
Literally, just a few days ago, we talked about how all these mega institutions
I don't
are
hear
turning
none of
their
that.
back on content creator Sneako because
wanna
of
hear
the
none
way
of
that
that,
he was
bro.
portraying himself on the internet, couldn't take accountability, and ultimately would double down on super duper bad takes. Now, normally you would think that birds of a feather flock together, and these friends that he has accumulated over the past couple of years would be supporting him in his actions, his decision making, and his words on the internet. But you'd be wrong. Starting with the brand risk event and him being banned from it, and now onto Nick Fuentes publicly
Let's see what
chastising
he
him on the
banned
internet.
from,
It
though.
seems
Let's
and his
do the
words on
tallies.
the internet. But you'd be wrong. Starting with the brand
Golly, you banned from Twitch, can't get your money right. You banned from Australia to Instagram, you can't use the grams, gang. UFC events, you do know that UFC is MAGA, right? And you, okay, brand risk too? So you the brand risk too, brand risk? You banned from brand risk, gang? They're not even streaming on Twitch. So why are you banned from brand risk? Like, all major Miami clubs, they said you exiled, gang, and restaurants. What did he do? He went on with Andrew Tate, Nick Fuentes, I think Clavicular, and somebody else, and went on a party bus bumping Kanye West song that was like Hail Middle Mustache Man, backing all that up, and then it went viral. I guess he got a call from one of his promoter friends. It's like, bro, like you keep doing what you doing, gang, and look what happened, bro. Now I can't rock with you. What you mean, bro? You know what you be doing, dog. Now I got all of Miami saying you can't come back. What you mean, all of Miami? Yeah, all the clubs don't want you back. You're gone. Damn, just like that, gang. You see what happens when you start playing stupid games? Look at the prizes that you get. Dummy.
risk event and him being banned from it, and now onto Nick Fuentes publicly chastising him on the internet. It seems as though Sneako has lost all favor with the
Once you
friends
mess with
that he
them
has
Jews,
gained in
bro.
the industry. They're calling him a headache. They're calling him hard to be around.
They
They are
get you outta
saying
here,
that
gang.
the juice is not worth the squeeze. No longer can you blame the institution for being too woke. No longer can you blame these people for being too PC. You have to then start asking yourself, if you are Sneako, maybe I'm the problem. If you're new to this and you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. It's gonna go a long, long way. Become my friends. Now, we're gonna be real friends here. We're not gonna turn our backs on each other based off of some things that we said. Unless you're Sneako, then we'll probably do it. Now, Back into the video. The institution is no longer the problem. These are personal relationships. Over the past couple of years, Sneako has been seen connected with the people that kind of make him look cool in his eyes. I guess the Tates of the world, the Fuentes of the world, the Aidens of the world, the Claviculars of the world, the Myrons of the world, all the people who are on the worst part of the internet, if you ask me. It first started off with his back and forth with Walter Weeks about their ideologies and content, to the point where Walter just totally said, I'm through with him.
Sneako told Myron, listen, bro, you gotta choose a side, bro. Either Fresh or me. And motherfucker was shooting in the gym. You weren't with us through all the hardship. You showed up randomly trying to grift off of us. And then the moment it didn't make any money, you left the movement. So Sneako is nothing more than a grifter, aka a finesser.
Damn,
that meets
you got
people,
Walter
uses
talking
them for
crazy
content,
too?
has no real loyalty, and is a actual bad person.
And then at that
I mean, at that point, Sneako had just got. It's just the people that he was hanging around, bro. And then it's like, you don't make it better when you're saying crazy stuff once again on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? Now you're hyping up. It's just certain things that you hyping up and you thinking it's a joke, thinking it's a game. Like, you're not taking nothing serious.
Miami incident, Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate completely threw Sneako underneath the bus. The only ones that he had left from that clique were Clavicular, Aiden Ross, and Nick Fuentes. But now the back and forth with Nick Fuentes is sealing his fate. He is no longer cool in his eyes, and their relationship is looking like it's over.
Fuck Sneako. I go out to New York.
Like, you know what you gotta do to get this man to get against you?
Then he takes a 30-minute call from Dan Kazarian shitting on me. He says, I'm sorry, that was the wrong thing to do. I say, okay, I'll let it slide. I still like the guy. And then it's just an unrelenting stream of sneak dissing. It's almost like it's in the name, sneak dissing me. That's the way it's gonna be? You don't want me as a friend? You don't want to collab? Oh, I'm just all about the drama? You know what? Fuck you, man. You don't want me as a friend? Let's see how you like the Groypers as enemies then.
Now, for the past couple of videos, I've been criticizing Sneako's attempts at being a content creator on social media, and the things that he's saying are now catching up to him in the eyes of the institution. But this is totally different. This is showing that even the things that he says on social media aren't being looked at by the institutions. They're looked at from the POV of people that he once called him friends, and they're saying that they're weak, they're trash. They're disgusting. They undermine them, and they're not standing for it anymore. Nick isn't some sort of corporate entity. He comes from the same controversial sector that Sneako does. So now when you have your friends saying that, yo, there's something wrong with you, you're two-faced, you're hypocritical, you're all these different things, at some point you do have to look internally. Nick Fuentes severs ties with Sneako, and not just severs ties, because I think severing ties just means I'm no longer going to be affiliated with you, but completely flips on him and says that he is an enemy of Sneako now. And for what it's worth, Sneako has always had enemies, but at the end of the day, now his allies are becoming
real
enemies.
smoke,
and I can't help but put a smile on my face in all this. So funny when people find out that they're still a nigga in a coupe. It's hilarious to me. Now, I'm not saying that I condone anything that Nick Fuentes is saying. He basically has started a cult and is now like launching this cult of racists onto Sneako. It's actually very extreme to watch in real time. I'm just highlighting the fact that the people associated and affiliated with Sneako have essentially turned their back on him. They're realizing that he's not the friend that he says he is. And then also from a public perspective, like from a POV of how people would view somebody being next to him, they are viewing Sneako as a real life liability. Even Sneako had to acknowledge this. Not too long ago, Clavicular came to New York and decided that he was not going to collaborate with Sneako. Why? Because of the headache and the liability that a name like Sneako draws to Clavicular.
Yeah, we didn't get to do a collab while we're out here. Yeah, it's the same thing like with Clav, dude. You guys are saying collab with him. I knew how it was going to be. Like, Clav and I are friends, but you got to understand there's a separation, especially with industry friends, between content and like real relationships. So Clav comes to New York and you guys are saying do a collab.
Man, when you get lit, you just got to realize that you got business friends, if that's like associates. Like, I'm not finna be taking these niggas serious because a lot of these guys, they don't really like each other for real. A lot of these guys, when it comes down to it, the way they move, you seeing how they move, bro. How Rage and Bruce and Kai and Max and DDG and how they all, you know what I'm saying? I just take that with a grain of salt, gang. If you wasn't here from the jump, I really don't take you serious, gang. You got to prove that. Word.
Know exactly what he's thinking. It's nothing against me.
It was only with him for the shock value.
It's going to cause him certain headaches, and maybe there's certain deals and stuff, and that's going to be possibly a bad representation of him right now because Come on, like who is pulling the strings? We go on the phone because people are saying, call Sneako, do a collab. He's like, oh, I'm a little busy right now. I got to do something tomorrow. I know what he's thinking. He knows what he's saying. He knows that I know what he's saying. What he's saying is like, yeah, okay, we could do a collab, but right now it's not the best time. Like, we both know that.
I'm formulating sentences that have never been formulated before. Clavicular has decided that Sneako is a brand risk. Clavicular, the one who was taking all of these, drugs to make himself look better, looks maxing to the point of causing himself harm, who's also been in the hospital ODing, been choked out on live stream. Clavicular is saying that Sneako is a brand risk and a liability. How low do you have to be, and how much of a brand risk do you have to be for the people that are in question here to say that like they don't want to be seen with you because you might potentially mess up their brand deals and their other obligations and responsibilities? Now Sneako can't turn this conversation into, hey, cancel culture is after me, the woke mob is trying to get me up out of here, or something along those lines. He has nobody else to blame but himself and his own actions, because these aren't corporations or entities that have set up shop and positioned themselves to be some sort of holier than thou company, maybe grifting and pandering to a certain demographic, or truly doing some good nature work. These are people whose brand and identity is about being edgy. Literally, Clavicular has done drugs on live stream, and he's saying that Sneako is a liability. That is so crazy. This is where Sneako's career is now. People can laugh with him, they can joke with him, and they can kick it with him behind closed doors, maybe. But at the end of the day, they don't want to attach their name to him because of the stench that he brings onto their name. And even if there was this attempt to prove that narrative wrong, that he was a good guy, Sneako takes every opportunity in his power to prove these people right and say like, yo, I am the guy that they say I am, and I don't need to be around you.
I think academics saying, stop speaking on black folks. Stop speaking on black folks. Is this what he said?
See how he be, I'm saying, watch what you say. It's going to get you there. You thought that it was bad when you was banned from Miami. You're going to be banned from LA, Texas, Atlanta, New York, because I know you like to, you stay in New York. I bet you do. Yeah.
If he actually said this, if academics just tell me to stop speaking on black folks, bro, you could just tell him stop speaking on Americans, go back to Jamaica. Why are you speaking about American issues? Chud the Builder, this is an American issue. I think you should talk about Jamaican issues. You're not from America. Speak on your country. Speak on Oxtail. And wine. American issues, this is separate. Okay, this is for FBAs, foundational black Americans, not these transplants from Jamaica, born all the way over there with your oxtail, with your rice and your plantains. Yeah, with your curry goat. Go back to Jamaica.
Mind you, all academics was telling Sneako was, hey, you're insensitive in this time where a white man is attacking a black community and giving black Americans some sort of problems. It's funny how my latest videos are all tying back to Chud the Builder. It's so disgusting. The space is disgusting right now. It's gross. But Sneako's response to that was no sort of self-reflection. It was, well, if you're Jamaican, you should stop too. And no matter how you feel about the sentiments that Sneako expressed, it just clearly states that this is the exact reason why people are exhausted by him. He's never taking criticism and taking that moment to think about the actions that he said, how these things may be perceived, and what it may do to some of the friends that he's built in the industry. He quite literally always, and I do mean always, uses any sort of criticism or pushback, even when he's caught dead to rights, as some sort of moment to counterpunch, to say like, yo, fuck you, guy. Fuck you. What's wrong with the things that I'm saying? It's this attempt to galvanize certain communities. The larger point isn't whether academics has his own contradictions or not. The larger point is that Sneako continuously centers himself in conflicts and other conversations surrounding communities that he doesn't belong to, and wants to take this super duper radical stance that clearly alienates himself. When he gets proven wrong, doubles down, and then has people who are around him distancing themselves from him. When his friends distance themselves from Sneako, it's not random. It's because they see how every issue turns into a bigger issue when dealing with this guy. The saddest part about it is that Sneako is understanding in real time how much of a liability he's becoming, but he's not doing anything about it. In the last video, we talked about how Sneako got banned from the latest brand risk event.
And then be so ignorant to what, hey, well, brand risk is tomorrow. I can't go, dipshit. You stupid fucking idiot. I was not allowed in the last brand risk. Brand risk tomorrow, are you going?
Man.
Oh my God, bro. This is it. And it's fine. I'm not upset about it.
Now, what was later confirmed was that because Dana White and the
go.
UFC were at the event, that's the reason why he had to be, removed from the event or banned from the event or could not go to the event or whatever the case may be, is a little bit irrelevant to me in the conversation.
I didn't call anybody out. The last night's brand risk, I think, was probably the best one, and Aiden deserves credit for that. They put on a show. It was great. And I understand, like, if I probably can't go because Dana White's there, certain streamers are there, it's just going to cause an issue. It is what it is. I'm not upset about it. I get annoyed off of you guys. Where'd you go to Brandon? Dude, you guys need to understand what it is and how the game works. And to be ignorant about that after everything I yap about is cortisol spiking, I need to work on that. Aiden put on a great event, and it was awesome. There's no beef. There's no complaints. That's what it is, man. You got to accept it. That's my position in this industry.
What's interesting to me is how these friends who have built this relationship off of, not turning their back on one another, sticking through thick and thin with one another, all this other grandstanding bullshit that they've been saying for the past couple of years, seemingly switch up for different opportunities. But they only switch up on one
spot
person.
was that?
You see, when Sneako was going through that whole situation in Miami with the HH stuff, Aiden Ross stood up for him. Now, Sneako didn't think that he did, but even when they had a conversation on live stream, he made it pretty doggone clear that he was going to be Sneako's friend no matter what.
You did. So why are you saying I don't know what's going on because I'm a branders? I don't give a fuck about none of that, bro. Pull up. I said that.
My point is, I don't think that you talk about me the same way you would talk about Speed or Kai.
They're not Sneako. I don't talk to them at a close level. I speak to you every day. Right or wrong?
Even then, I still don't think it's the same way. I'm not trying to. That's okay.
Sneako, you're my close friend. We speak every day. I don't speak to Kai and Speed. What?
I want to talk about my friends highly. Like, I want there to be, especially when they're not around, and especially in situations like this.
I expect the same thing. Don't say, Aiden, you, all this. Don't do that then. See what you're doing?
Don't do Aiden you what? What are you talking about?
Do not do this thing where you need to be consistent. Meaning, are you?
Where am I inconsistent?
You just try to compare kind Speed to you, bro. No, that's way different. Yikes. Compare you to like cheese or
you know what he's trying to say.
All crack fucking jokes. What's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with cracking jokes with your friends. I'm close with you. I'm gonna crack jokes with you. You're gonna crack jokes with me. What the fuck? It's not rocket science.
I passed Omar. See, why that clip matters to me is that normally Aiden Ross says that he would put everything underneath Sneako. Sneako and his friends are above the criticism. He treats them at a different level, et cetera, et cetera. But he's willing to turn his back on Sneako when it comes to this situation right here. Why? Because it always becomes this sort of argument. It becomes a sort of tit for tat. And it's not a good business decision. That's why later on, when Aiden Ross saw this clip of Sneako reacting to the whole brand risk situation, saying that he got banned, he straight up ignored any conversation about it.
Dana White is commentating, and I want to be like, hey, does anyone here want to ask why I'm banned from the UFC? Is anyone here going to be like, hey, Dana White, why is Sneako being treated like the Boston Bomber? There's 8 people banned from the UFC. Dana White says that he doesn't ban people. The ban list is me, Dylan Dennis.
How do you know?
I don't think I've ever seen Aiden Ross just not react to anything. Just no reaction, just vibes. I'm moving on. That's why this story has moved from Sneako got banned to Sneako's just hard to be around. They don't want the clip. They don't want the headache. They don't want the backlash. They don't want the argument. They don't want the bitching. They don't want the moaning. They don't want any of that stuff in regard to anything that Sneako is saying. His friends are simply choosing to just not be around him because it's better for them as a whole. Sneako's old defense of, hey, the world is after me, cancel culture, PC culture, the woke mob, they just want me, they're trying to punish me, all these other things, that's fallen to the wayside. Now it's not the government, it's not the platforms, it's not the brands, it's not the event organizers. These are his close friends. These are his people of his own world. They didn't want him at brand risk. Clavicular didn't want to deal with the headache that's surrounding him. Nick Fuentes publicly shamed him and the type of friend that he is. Hell, Academic, somebody he used to also be close with, has totally kicked him to the curb and is tired of the way that
Now this was a petty back and forth. Not petty back and forth because Act just literally schooled him 2 times in a row. 2 different times in a row. He gave you time to even get your points across on a notepad so you can bring it with you, and you still got clocked in. I ain't gonna lie. He did it to you. Now he had you spiraling. Now you know what I'm saying? That's why you had all the little Jamaican jokes and all that. It don't work, man, because you wasn't feeling like that beforehand. He was spreading all this peace and positivity and all that. And then he cooked you. Now you was on demon. You try to get your redemption, it did not work, gang. But yeah, I understand what's going on here. Yeah, Sneako is an up and down. I told you, bro, he'd be up and down. It is what it is, gang. With that being said, that's the end of this video. Make sure you comment down below your thoughts. Leave a like and hit the subscription box below. Bell to the top. Noise Squad. We on the road to 10K. Let's get there. With that being said, we just locked in. Let's get it.